Well, greetings, y'all. I'm Maggie from South Carolina, and we're going to go ahead and start reading this morning or this day from the book of Matthew. That's the 10th chapter, and we're picking it up right here at verse 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endures to the end shall be saved. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. Let me fix that just a little bit. Okay. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel until the Son of Man be come. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household? Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered, and that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in the light, and what you hear in the ear, that preach you upon the housetops. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set at, let's start over again. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes, enemies, shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth me receiveth you. Start that again too. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. Now, let's stop here for just a minute and go over some of this. So, when we go to the part where it says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy body and soul in hell. Well, the sentence before that says, what I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in the light. And what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. And he tells us, go and preach. He tells us to go and tell. So he's giving us a very direct commandment. And let's face it, whenever you're doing something like that for Jesus, the first thing that's going to happen is fear's going to come over you. All this trepidation. Oh my goodness, what are people going to think about me? Oh my goodness, what is the outcome going to be from my actions? Are people going to treat me differently? Things like that. And in a lot of places of the world, as we talked about before in previous videos, that there are places in the world where you're literally putting your life at risk when you open your mouth and preach the gospel. So the next thing he says to us is, why are you afraid of man, who has power to destroy the body only, but can't do anything to the soul? You should fear God, For he has the ability to destroy both body and soul. So, something to think about there. And then are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. So he knows every little thing that happens. He's in control. So don't you realize how much more valuable you are to the Father than a couple of sparrows, right? He knows the number of hairs on each of our head. He knows our thoughts and our intentions of the heart. He knows everything about us. So he's well able to handle us and take care of us if we'll just surrender to him. And so it says, let's see here. So he means it when he says, whoever therefore shall confess him before men, Jesus, then Jesus will confess us before the Father. So, if we're ashamed of him, he's going to be ashamed of us in that day and say, depart from me, I never knew you. And then where he's talking about, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. That's because he is worthy of all. And he should be first. He should be at the top of your list of your allegiance and your love. Underneath that come your children and your spouse and your parents and human relationships. But none should be equal or above to your love for the Father and for Jesus. Jesus and the Father are one. So then he that receives you receives him, because Jesus is in you. So we are ambassadors of Christ. If we are led by the Holy Spirit, his Holy Spirit's living in us, well then we are Jesus in this world, which is why it's so important to be obedient and to do something with these bodies that God has given us, to glorify him, to bless him, to do his works. And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water, only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward. I think we're going to stop here for now. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye. God bless you.